Let's talk all things summer hygiene, including my best recommendations for skincare, hair care, and makeup. Hi friends, my name is Sabs and I love all things fashion and handbags. Since summer is right around the corner, I wanted to share some habits that I've built over the years that help me feel and stay fresh throughout the hot summer months. I have to be fair, Vancouver does have quite mild summers, but I do like to be mindful about how I adjust my self-care routine to account for the hotter, muggier months. So these are a few of the things that I will be switching up for the coming months. I want to start with something that I feel like is the most relevant when it comes to summertime, and that is hygiene. Sweating when the weather gets hotter is completely natural, but anything I can do to feel and smell fresh, I love to do it. So the first habit that I picked up was actually something that blew up on TikTok a year or two ago, and that is glycolic acid toners for your underarms. Apparently this hack also helps with dark skin in their underarms. That was not something that I was particularly interested in or have tried to track over the years that I've been using this, but I thought it's worth noting in case that is something you struggle with. I was more so interested in the property of glycolic acid as a chemical exfoliant under my arms to keep that area fresh and clean before I go in with a deodorant. I have been using this deodorant for the past number of years and I just like it. It seems very summery, it smells coconutty. Bear in mind, it is not an antiperspirant, it is only a deodorant. It's basically just a fresh smell, but I found that when I use it in combination with the glycolic acid, I feel and smell clean throughout the day. This is the glycolic acid I use. This is the one that blew up on TikTok and I think it is a solid one because it's very accessible and affordable given the size. If you're interested in how to use it, I just basically pour this onto a cotton pad after I take a shower and I rub it underneath my arms and I make sure to get the whole surface area, okay? And then once you do that, it does feel very exfoliating, so just be warned. I go in with the deodorant and then you're set for the day. All right, in the same category of scents, another kind of natural deodorant that I like to go with, but I still do like to pair it with a glycolic acid because that is the deodorizing agent. I believe it's because it is antibacterial. It prevents bacteria from gathering there, which is actually the smelling agent. I also like to use sage. This is a body spray that works on the body when you are clean already. I do have to preface that. I just really enjoy Sage products because it is a wellness brand. If you look at the ingredients list, it is very much natural and you basically can understand all the ingredients list, which is always a plus for me. By the way, I forgot to mention that none of these brands have sponsored me. I am not working with any of these brands. These are just my favorite picks that I'm trying to share with you guys. Okay, had to get that out of the way. While we are on the topic of scents, here is one of my favorite scents for the summertime. This perfume is called the Gucci Flora Gorgeous Gardenia. I am by no means a huge scent person. I don't have a very good understanding of different scents and I don't have a big collection, but I do know that this scent is so pleasing. It is so girly and floral and it's not overbearing like many other scents that give you a headache, because I am someone that easily gets headache from very strong scents and I tend to just go in with a couple of spritz of this when I want to complete a cute floral summery vibe and look, and it's just the perfect go-to for this time of year. And it's an effective way of putting the cherry on top when trying to feel and smell clean and fresh. There's no new releases from this line, but this one is by far my favorite still. And this is where I would like to thank the sponsor of today's video. As summer is approaching and I am so excited about wearing all the cute summer outfits and participating in warm weather activities, I don't want to be worrying about shaving, waxing, tweezing, any type of hair removal. I actually asked for a Ulike IPL device for my Christmas present last year and I used it a ton since then and I got such amazing results. That is why when Ulike reached out to me about their products, I was so excited to work with them because I was already a very happy customer before all this. The Ulike Air 10 IPL hair removal device is an advanced IPL technology for effective hair reduction. It comes with a cooling technology right here, which makes the experience a lot more comfortable and painless. You see visible results after 2 weeks if you consistently use it. Let's open up this box so I can show you everything that comes with a Ulike device. So in the box we have the IPL device, obviously. That's the main product. There's also some secondary products in there. We have a little razor, travel pouch, and of course for safety we have these glasses. All right, now let me tell you how I use it. For best results, it's recommended that you start with 2 sessions per week, or if you have more time and more patience, every 2 days on any given treatment area. Even though this sounded like a lot to me, I stuck with it, and within 4 weeks I noticed a very noticeable reduction in hair growth. And after the 4-week period, I reduced my treatments to once a week and then once every 2 weeks. Now I mostly use it at a maintenance level and I don't need to keep a tight schedule anymore. This method saves so much more time than shaving every single shower, and it is way more cost effective than in-salon laser hair removal treatments. Not to mention it is way less painful as well. I spent years going to laser techs and spent thousands on laser hair removal, and as soon as I stopped going, the hair came back. So having an IPL device at home is a way better solution for my needs. Right now, Ulike is having their Mother's Day sale going on still, so if you were looking to invest in an IPL device, this would be a great time. As usual, I have linked the product in the description box, so check it out if you're interested. Alright, now we are moving on to skincare. I don't do a major shift when it comes to skincare for my summer versus winter skincare routine, but I do focus on using lighter products so that I don't get my pores clogged, especially because I am applying a lot more sunscreen in the summer than I do in the winter. I don't want a lot of product buildup on my face, you know? So that goes to say that these are products that I can still use throughout the other times of the year, but I just like using them particularly for the summertime. The first one is this hypochlorous acid from Prequel. This is a fairly new one to my routine, but I like it for the summer and I love having it in my bag to use after a workout. Hypochlorous acid is known to have antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties, so I usually spray it on in the morning after washing my face or right after the gym. This is particularly a good tip if you know that right after the gym you aren't going to be able to shower like within the next 20 minutes. Like if you're going to have a meal or a protein shake or something, spray this on so that your face cools down, and if there's any bacteria on your skin, it's gone. And spraying this on definitely helps with the inflammation that happens after a hot workout. I really like this one. I know Tower 28 has one as well. I haven't tried that one, but I like this one a lot because it has such a fine mist and it is affordable, so I am a fan. By the way, this brand Prequel was started by a board certified dermatologist actually. Her name is Sam Ellis. If you are into skincare, I'm sure you've already heard of her. She has really informative videos on YouTube and I think she's great. Prequel has made this really great cleanser that I'm pretty sure is a cult favorite at this point. It's called Glenzer because it's made of 50% glycerin, so it's very hydrating and your skin doesn't feel stripped at all. Also, best of all, it doesn't sting your eyes. And it is reasonably priced for the amount of product that you're getting in this giant container. I think it's priced at something like $18 USD. It definitely isn't as sudsy as many other cleansers, but that is just one of the factors that comes with having something that doesn't strip your skin. Alright, now just a few more skincare recommendations that we're going to talk about. And interestingly enough, our next brand is also another dermatologist created brand. These items are from a dermatologist named Sharon Edress. Previously, she had named her brand of skincare Pillow Talk Derm. I believe the logo is now just Dr. Idris. First of all, her packaging is just so cute. If you're someone who appreciates having nice skincare in their cabinets, that is definitely a plus for these products. I have her whole major fade kit, which the name basically is self-explanatory. It helps with dark spots and hyperpigmentation. I love all three products in that line, but specifically for summer, these two products are the best. The first one is the Major Fade Hyper Serum. I feel like this is one of a kind because it packs a punch and it has a bunch of ingredients that help with hyperpigmentation, but also it just feels super light and luxurious on the skin. It has alpha arbutin, kojic acid, and niacinamide. I think this has overall had such a great impact on my dark spots and on some old acne marks. The other one is the Active Seal. This is such a good summer moisturizer in my opinion. It goes on very light, but it contains ceramides and vitamin C, so it combines two things into one for my morning routine, and then I can just follow it up with sunscreen. I think one of the best things that you can do for yourself and for your skincare routine is to minimize the number of steps that you have, because as you guys know, when it comes to skincare and you want to get good results, consistency is key. And the easiest way to maintain your skincare is to have as few steps as possible. Both these products come in a pump, which is great because you don't have to stick your finger in the jar and it gets under my nails and it doesn't feel the most hygienic. Anyway, big fan of both these products. I'm actually out of all of these, so I need to restock as soon as possible, but I do think that the Hyper Serum comes in a slightly different packaging now. I purchased both these products last time that I was in the States because they weren't being carried in Canada yet, but thankfully they are in Sephora now in Canada and I've already placed my order, so I am waiting for them to arrive. This brand is definitely more on the pricier end compared to Prequel products, but they work for me, so I think it's worth the price point. Moving on to sunscreen, which I would argue is the most important step, especially in the summer. I try to apply sunscreen every single morning because I live in a high-rise and I have lots of windows around me. I basically live in a fishbowl, guys. I need that UV protection. I basically check the UV index on my phone every day, and if the UV is 3 and above, I apply sunscreen. It's just simple. For the days where I'm just working from home or I'm having a casual day, I like to go with my Korean sunscreens. They're so affordable and they always go on so smoothly without a white cast or pilling. My favorite brand right now for Korean sunscreen is SNP. This is the Cool UV Perfect Air Cool Sun Cream, and it is SPF 50. Other Korean sunscreen brands that I really like, there's one from Round Lab, Beauty of Joseon, obviously the cult favorite. And another one that is really good is called Haru Haru Wonder, something like that. But all of these products can be purchased on Yes Style or Stylevana, and they all ship to Canada too, so it's perfect. I do alternate between my Korean sunscreens and this one from It Cosmetics. I just love the scent of this one. It smells so fresh. I know that a lot of people try to go for non-scented sunscreens, but on some days you just want to feel a little bit extra. This doesn't irritate my eyes and it goes on so smooth, just like the other one. No white cast, no shine, nothing. So this is another favorite. On days when I want a little bit more coverage or when I want to feel a little bit more done up, I go for a tinted sunscreen. I don't wear foundation and I don't own any skin tints, but I do think that there's more merit to tinted sunscreens than we initially thought. Aside from it giving you a very nice and glowy finish, there are apparently some skincare benefits to tinted sunscreens in addition to their cosmetic benefits. This is something that I found on the Harvard Medical School website, which I can link below. But let me read you this line. This article says, and I quote, "Tinted sunscreens may be particularly important for people who are prone to hyperpigmentation or melasma, and that is due to their ability to block visible light, which is known to exacerbate those conditions." And I'm going to show you this text on the screen too. Tinted sunscreens have been found to reduce relapses of melasma more than the non-tinted sunscreens. Isn't that something? I guess makeup is good for you sometimes. I have tried quite a few tinted sunscreens in the past, but undoubtedly my favorite tinted sunscreen is the one from Isden. I have been on the lookout, but unfortunately they are not widely available in Vancouver. But last year when my sister and I went to Italy, we stocked up on these products. There is also a non-tinted version, which I do think it's a mineral sunscreen, and that has its own benefits. But this one just creates such a nice, even skin tone and looks great. Unfortunately, it only does come in one shade, as far as I've seen anyway. So I know it won't work for everyone, but luckily other brands are now coming out with shade ranges for their tinted sunscreen. But for me, I really enjoyed using this one. For the summer especially, I'm not too keen on putting on a lot of makeup, so this is a great 2-in-1 to have your sunscreen and to have a little bit of coverage. And then I tend to just finish up my look with some blush and lip gloss, and then I'm out the door super fast. Last but not least, we have hair care. My hair care doesn't particularly change for the summertime, but my biggest hack for summer when it comes to your hair, are you ready for it? Getting a short haircut. Wow, who would have thought, right? Honestly though, it is super in style right now, and if you are ever considering getting a short haircut, right now is the time to do it. Go for it. Everyone's gonna applaud you for it, and everyone's such a big fan of short hair right now. And trust me when I say getting in and out of the shower is so much faster with short hair. I think in another 2 or 3 months, it'll be the anniversary of when I first got the bob, and it is the shortest hairstyle I've ever maintained in my life, and I have no regrets. I've been so happy with it. And I get so many compliments as well. Anyway, that was just my little tip that if you are considering it, why not go for it this year? I don't really have an extensive hair care routine, but I have recently been using the Redken shampoo and conditioner. I don't know how much influence shampoo and conditioner actually have on your hair beyond cleaning, but I just generally love these. And once I'm out of the shower, I use just the smallest amount of the Gisou hair oil. This stuff is so popular now, which thankfully means that we can get it through Sephora, so you can conveniently get your hands on it. My favorite things about the Gisou hair oil is that the smell is just heavenly, and it does give a very smooth look to your hair. I will say my only issue that I have with this product is that I don't love the applicator. The dropper makes it hard to keep the whole product very clean. The bottle gets greasy very easily, and it has nearly slipped out of my hand a couple of times. And I don't know if it's because the dropper doesn't completely screw on that well, but the product does seep out a little bit or pour out a little bit. I don't know if I'm using the right term, but I do at the same time appreciate that this bottle is glass and not plastic. Glass containers are welcome, but I just wish it wouldn't get as greasy. Initially, I thought I'm being a little bit messy or not as careful with it, but my sister was having the same issue with her bottle. Let me know in the comments if you guys have experienced similar things with your Gisou bottle. I'm just curious to know if other people have a similar problem. Hi Pico, what do you think? Yeah. You can smell all the sunscreen on my face. This happens every time I'm wearing the Isden sunscreen. Do you like the tinted sunscreen? That was everything for my recommendations of skincare, hygiene, makeup, hair care, everything for summertime. Let me know what you guys think of these recommendations, and if you guys do anything differently or similarly to me. I love hearing from you all. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!